Right, we've got Ryobi today, so I've got a couple of these, and these are replica batteries obviously. Got them from Whatnot, if you've seen the Whatnot app, and they were sold as both working, but unfortunately this one wasn't. The cells are all fine. If I can just touch it here, I'll show you. So they're all about 3.7-ish all the way down. Big problem at the top, you can probably see a component just sticking out at the end, right at the top of the board there. That just wasn't aligned, and when you do a volt reading here, you get 1.5. So just here, this was the problem. Probably a manufacturing issue. These are supposed to be brand new. So what I'm going to do is swap this over. I did try and use a reheat station, rework station, and move that component back, but it just wouldn't budge. And I didn't want to go too much on the heat because this is right above some cells. So what we're going to do is just simply swap the board out. And it's fairly simple when you're using replicas, weirdly. So replica to replica is quite easy with the new boards. They're both the same size. But when you're doing this to a real Ryobi, it's a little bit more annoying and difficult to do. So it's just a couple of screws on these boards. And the one that goes back in is actually slightly different in terms of the placing of it, but not a problem. So all I'm going to do is dab a bit of flux on these. Then we're going to heat them up and take them off. So nothing too complex. And this board, as I mentioned, is the same size, which is pretty good. The only difference is it's got these little jumper cables on the side instead of going straight into the terminal blocks, if you like. So slightly different, but not much of a problem. They can just bend round and solder to the legs, so there's no problem. Right, so let's get this done. So clean up the tip there of the soldering iron. And there's a few ways to do it. You could use a little bit of wick, just like this. Or you could simply heat them up and try and lever them off. So I actually did a little bit of both on here. So and this is the smaller head as well on the soldering iron. I could have gone straight in and used the bigger one. I do use that in a bit, I'll show you that. So all I'm doing here is heating this up, trying to get as much off as possible, speeding it up, doing the other side. And all we're doing is basically just trying to dislodge them, separate them, that sort of thing. Now grab your worst cutters. You don't want to use your good stuff for this. This is what I do on the larger ones. You could just use a bigger end straight onto it, but when I'm putting that much heat on it, I just want a more open space, if you like. So generally I do this on a lot of them. I do it on Makitas as well, actually. You may have seen some videos where I do that. But all I'm doing is snipping around this little leg here, and then I can really focus on it. I get some little tweezers and just heat that up and take it off. It really is a lot simpler. I'm not going to be reusing this board anyway. Somebody might have possibly liked it to have gone and done a refurb on that little part, but I'm taking it off. Too late. So just be really careful if you do this, actually. You've just got to be careful what you're touching underneath, what you're touching on the board, because it is really a live connection there. I think that's the positive side that we're connected to. So just be careful. And also I don't want to break the connector underneath, so I'm trying to go around it as much as I can here. Just like that. And then we join up with that little slit there and we're off. So that's what we want. We just want those separated, and I'll show you doing those in a second. Now here then, we're just going to heat this bit up. Last one, and then this should just pop off then at that point. And then we can focus on those two ends. There we go. And you just, as I mentioned about the heat, you just got to bear in mind there are cells under here. And these ones are all working and all fairly charged, so you don't want to do anything to set them off. So a bit of heat here. Hopefully we can just heat this up and that will pop out nicely. Could have used that bigger tip, as I mentioned, really. But you can see there, we're good, and it sort of sprayed everywhere, which does hurt, so just be careful. So these are different tips, and the bigger tip is really, really what you need for the ends. You can't really do it with that smaller one. The amount of heat you'll be putting in there, you'll be there for ages, and you'll probably start a fire. So when you've got this bigger one on there, you can just move it around, spread that heat, liquefy that solder if you like, and then it should just come off nicely. Should. Here we go, that's almost done there. So I'm just using some tweezers to try and work this off, because that would obviously burn your hands if you just grab that. And you can see it's all basically liquid now and off. And you can see it smoking as well, basically, with that heat. That'll be the flux that's on it as well. So, new board going on then. Just make sure you get this the right way. You can actually put it on the wrong way. If you set it up over the wrong way, you'll get components that start burning. And I have done that before, so it does happen, trust me. Now, screwing this on just at this end here, these two screws, slightly strangely, only fit at this end. So what you're doing is actually getting one solid end and one end that's wobbling around. So not quite brilliant, but it is a replica one, so you know, you've just got to put up with it, to be honest. So we're going to use some solder paste and pop these two ends on. Generally, when it's this scenario where I've got all those jumper cables, I just want to get this down and sort of fixed to the board, if you like, fixed to the pack. So all I'm doing is using that bigger end again, heating this up and just getting a really good connection. Just make sure the whole area is covered and there's no gaps in there. Just like that. And if you've got any excess solder around, what I tend to do is just move it towards it. And you'll see that here actually a little bit better when I move that stalk, because some of that solder paste is actually moved around and is touching other components just above it. So you'll want to pull it away from there, because otherwise you'll be making a connection there, look, as that touches. And you don't want to connect different components and terminals because you don't know what they're doing. So just like that, look, I move that back down there. And then give it a good coating, make sure it's right the way across and connected. And these bits are really simple. So all I'm going to do with these little jumpers on the side is curl the wire around, make sure it fits in the pack, and then just connect it to each of those. So pretty simple, really. And this, if you didn't guess, would get pretty hot if you just held on to it. So get it in place, use the tweezers again, just hold it where you want it like that. And as you can see, I've bent it round, it's in the pack, it's not moving. It's not going to get caught in the sides. And then just heat this up, and that should then connect. There we go. And just make sure it is dried and solid, if you like, before you move the tweezers. There we go. And just keep them there for a few seconds. And for whatever reason, this took slightly longer today. I don't know if it's the heat or what, but there we go. So that is now set just where we want it. So that's good. So we'll do the same then to this black one. Pop it on here. I've got the solder paste on there. We're just going to heat that up. Just like that. And then set, look. So keep it there a few seconds. And we're good. So this is just the basics. If you know how to solder, you can ignore basically what I'm telling you here, because you'll know how to do it. So all we need to do is the same on the other side as I've done there. And you can see we're now back to life. So this has got 2 bars, which is good. So we need to charge this up. But all of those things are now in. Everything's connected. And the top is now reading as it should. So 18.6. So we'll get it all back together in the pack. Screw the lid on. A little bit fiddly, this one. So it's slightly different to the OEM versions. Get this cap on, and then we can put those sides together. And that really is it. So it is as simple as that. Board changes on these Ryobi ones are much easier than the original ones, strangely, but it's similar to a lot of the other brands. Very easy to do, and then you can avoid throwing them in the bin sometimes. And there we go, all done.